What's up? It's your boy LL Cool J. Chillin'. You funny cats. Nah, it's your boy Carcino. Once again. And let's talk about this. Now, we got an email from, I guess this is representatives of Meek Mill. And they're basically, of course, they're defending him. But I don't like this anonymous crap saying, we the people, your people. It is heartbreaking to see in today's time we have to diminish each other by trying to smear a person's name who doesn't even know you, who doesn't even have any animosity towards you, but we feel empowered by trying to destroy and take down another brother, someone who has the same skin color as you. In this day and age and what's going on in today's world right now, we need to all unite and not try to tear each other apart. And we need people, smart, educated brothers like yourself, to be pushing that instead of promoting. Okay, I know what she's trying to say. She missed the word, but yes, instead of promoting violence. She just made a mess here, but I get it. And I'm assuming this is a female, because males don't really talk like this. If this is a male, I'm sorry. I know you are better than this. I guess you watch my videos. Then you would know. Let's try to be better people, so we can do better for ourselves, okay? I hope this reaches you and awaken you, and I believe in you so you can show your masculinity to the rest of the world. I know others have done the same on here, and we gotta look out for the youth, because they see and follow the things that we say. Okay, I heard you. I got your message. I don't know if you work for Meek Mill or you're just a fan, ma'am or sir. But let me tell you this. Did you send this letter to TMZ? Did you send that letter to BET, MTV? What's that, Sash? Or DJ Acrobatics? Or any of them, DJ Vlad? Did you send? That's what I want to know. Did you send them that? Why me? I'm just a little old guy from Chicago with a fan blowing in the middle of the audio. Why are you worried about me? I don't have 600,000 views. I don't have 800,000 followers or millions of followers. Why are you concerned about me? What you need to be concerned about isn't me. It's the present in front of you. The game. Who comes to your city and take it over me? He comes to Philly, does his show, quite sure he did pest control at the show, and shut it down. He come out there, Drake just came out there in your town, shut it down. You couldn't get one goon in there. Not one goon, one little goon. One little goon. Not one goon. Instead, you got the game. He had Geno's eating. Like, I'm at Geno's. Then he went to North Philly. Then when he goes to North Philly, He was in South Philly. They said, well, you ain't gonna come to West Philly. And he just laughed and said, that's funny. Now when I go to West Philly, what's next? I ain't gonna go to East Philly? And it's true. Y'all need to just stop. The man came to Philly. Meek was nowhere to be found. He knew the gang was coming to Philly. I thought you had Philly on lock. You the king. You ain't even know he was there. You the king, right? That's north, south, east, left. Alright, ain't that right? North, south, east, and left. So, I don't know. Y'all gotta tell me. Alright? Y'all tell me what's up. I didn't think that was accepted. Right? Somebody dissing the king of the city actually coming to the city. You know? I mean, I remember during the Biggie Pac situation. Pac had not come to New York since Hit 'Em Up drop. Pac had not hit the East Coast since Hit 'Em Up drop. When he had to appear at the MTV Awards in New York City, he called Fatal. Told him how to, the extra, we got security, but we want them, the extra in there so you can get back in our good graces. And they had the whole half a hood out there on security staff. So they were deep. They had walkie-talkies, everybody there. It was a serious situation. And that was at a major event, the MTV Awards. They still had to be protected. The city was hot with Pac at the time. Biggie didn't go to Cali during that time when Hit 'Em Up was dropped. They couldn't go to Cali, basically. It feels safe. Feel like it was the thing to do. Once he passed, then they started making these trips to Cali, and it was tough. Before Big passed, he was going through a lot. Doing shows, doing radio, and people, man, F you. You know, they was still hot about the Pac thing. Pac had only been dead for like 3-4 months. And they out here touring and doing shows in Cali now. Trying to, like, you know, mend the wounds and saying, hey, man, that brother, rest in peace. You know, we really didn't have a beef. He was trying to smooth things over and kind of be the ambassador on both sides. And it didn't, unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. He tried. And this is a situation where people feel like I can just go do whatever. I could diss anybody in your city and come to your city. And there's no problems. Game just came into town just to show you he can and do whatever he want and leave. Now when this video dropped, then it's really over. See, everyone thought Drake killed him and finished him, which he did. But everybody, it's not me. It's not just me. Everybody knows now that Meek Mill isn't that great of a rapper. I told you that then. I'm like, yeah, you know, like he's trying, but he's really not that good. He's like a novice. Now, people are like, Meek Mills is garbage. See, when the majority of the other people start pointing out the fact that he's not that good, others will follow suit. Now what you see? You see a whole revolution of people saying how Meek Mill isn't nothing. Oh, now Meek is the worst thing ever. Now everybody's in agreement. You see what I'm saying? Even people in Philly like, man, well, he don't really rep us like that. We don't really mess with Meek like that. See, now people gonna back away from him. Because see, they really didn't want to hitch their cart to you anyway. They just felt you was the one to do it. Now they know better. Now they know they messed up. They picked the wrong one. You can't put a mule in a race at the Kentucky Derby and think the mule is going to win. And think, well, maybe if, we dress the mule up or we give him a Red Bull or something, the mule going to kick in and he can contend. It's still a mule at the end of the day. It's not no stake horse. So a mule is only going to do what a mule can do. He's reached the level of his capabilities. And once a person reaches the level of their capabilities, no matter how much you try to juice it up or dress it up or help them, they've reached their capacity. It's just like a PC. You got to get another some more RAM or something. You need a new hard drive. You reach the capacity as how far that hard drive can go. No matter how much you try to delete stuff, and so you're at the capacity. It's time to move on. So Philly got some rappers there. They got some young dudes that's trying to come out of the shadow of this ridiculousness that's called Meek Mill and get from around that garbage and get to the real. Because he would have already been gone if he hadn't been attached to Nicki Minaj. Because all the fans he got are really Nicki fans anyway. Let's be honest. Because without her, he'd already been forgotten about. And this is not about destroying a black man. This is about pointing out the fact that we got a whack rapper right here and he's in the game screwing it up. You can't be a super sensitive whack rapper. That's just not gonna fly today. Okay? We let the little Yachis and everybody else blast them the way they're supposed to, but you don't blast Meek Mill? Because he attached to that other rapper, the one, the Wingstop dude. He attached to him, so it's all good. Oh, yeah, Wingstop. Oh, got 100 bands. Whoop. Got another crib in the summer. Whoop. Got a new Hummer in the summer. Whoop. It's ridiculous. People follow this guy. Then you got Russell Simmons out here talking about like he a peacemaker on the radio show and all that stuff. And I was glad Wack put him in his place. He on the Hot 97. Yes, see, I had a talk. I'm gonna sit down and have a meeting with the two heads, and that was the first time I really talked to Meek Mill. So I like the fact that we were able to come together as brothers, because I'm from New York and he from Philly and Game from LA. We gonna come together because we don't want no violence, and, with everything that's going on with the police and everything. We just want everybody to be together. I'm like, oh gosh, go do yoga. I feel like him. Go stretch out. Like, get out of here. While he's on Tinder and all that stuff. Grinder. Oh, man. It's a shame, man. Can anybody tell me What hot songs do Meek Mill has? That's on the album. The only Meek Mill song that I really messed with, that I said was dope, was Make Me. It just made me. But Adrian Bronner had that song and the lyrics first. I heard AB freestyle it first. And Meek Mill followed suit and went off with it. Adrian Bronner video for Make Me came out about 6 months before Meek Mill even dropped the video for Make Me. Before Meek Mill put that album out, Adrian Bronner was on tour with him. They were rapping and freestyling on that bus. And I guarantee you he heard that verse and that hook for Make Me and went and made the song when he was attached with AB. I know that's what he did. You know how I know? Because he stole everybody else's songs. That's what he do. He steal a hook from some underground artist. F you mean? F you mean? F you mean? The song with Bootsy. Remember, he stole that from Young Rome. F you mean? F you mean? Stacks 2 Trill. I got the juice. I got the juice. I got the juice. Your hoe should go choose. Your hoe should go choose because I got the juice. Your hoe should go choose. Your hoe should go choose because I got the juice. Next thing you know, this clown come out with I got the juice. I got the juice. I got the juice. He's a clown. He's a complete clown. That's why I don't support him. He steals people's songs and don't pay them. But because people are too small in the game, the independent artists, they can't do nothing about it. They don't have the resources to fight them. But they complain about it on Twitter and Facebook. Go look up these people I named. Go talk to Young Rome. Go talk to Prince Easy. Go talk to, he stole Prince Easy whole style. Go look up Prince Easy. Go to YouTube. Say Prince Easy. This is Meek Mill. Prince Easy would eat Meek Mill alive if they would have ever battled. He was done then. That's why he's scared of Chicago. He came here, that boy stayed in the hotel room, had a security force escort straight to the facility. Did the show, went to the hotel, he didn't go to no after party, didn't go to no clubs. He made sure he got in, went in that facility, and got out of Chicago quick, fast, in a hurry. And I don't blame him. Them threes is out there deep. They wanted to have a conversation with you, Mr. Mill. They still hot. See, that's one thing about Chicago, that you got ultimate clearance from the person who has the beef with you, and make sure they got the word out to everybody else. You better make sure. Because you be like, man, it's all good. No, man, that's old. You come out here and still get your brains blown out. They don't know that. You better make sure. You know, I don't wish that on them. I'm just saying, you got to be careful. I mean, I ain't safe out there. I ain't safe in the city. You know, you got to be careful. You got to be, your head got to, you just can't go everywhere. It's just not like that no more. Especially during certain times. You know, it's just the way it is. You ain't from over there, you shouldn't be there. That's how they feel. You ain't from over here. Who you visit? At this time of night, you rolling the dice with your life. You only get one of those. But Each person got to learn on their own, man. Each person has to learn on their own. I was there when Rick Ross backed down to Floyd Mayweather. He didn't know what kind of danger he was in that night. That night would have went down any other way. Diddy was there because Diddy is cool with, they're cool with Rick Ross. That's why the beef with 50 kicked off again with Diddy over once he got involved with Rick Ross and decided to sign him. That's when 50 and Diddy soured again. After they had patched things up, it got re-soured over him going and partnering up with Rick Ross. And it's like, dude, you and Floyd are best friends. What are you doing? We around all this stuff. See, that's what y'all don't get. If y'all know I'm cool with Floyd, why would y'all? It's like, how do you know him? I'm like, do you know he's cool with Floyd? Do you know he's been at Floyd's house? Do you know this guy? If we cool with Floyd, we've been knowing Floyd for years. How would you think we would not know or run into these people? It's like, do the math. It's very easy arithmetic. If you cool with Floyd and you in a penthouse suite with Floyd, you got all the NBA stars there. You have NFL stars. You got actors. You have black actors. You have rappers. You have all these people in a room. And I'm in the room. How do you think I didn't meet them or wouldn't know them? It's just common sense. Now, some of these people we got to be really cool with. And that's how, while we out there, we hit them up. Yo, I'm on my way out. We go into the casino. We can roll dice. Some of these people are not, just because you guys see them on TV, you guys think like, man, they rolling. Most of these dudes, they weren't getting paid nothing. If I told you these guys was getting paid less than $10,000 for a movie that you love, like ATL and all those movies, them dudes was making less than $10,000 for the movie. I'm telling you right now, some of the actors in there, they made less than 10 grand to be in ATL. That's why they call low budget movies. You don't want to get into the Friday budget. Friday budget was, this guy got 5,000, this guy got 4, this guy got 6. Everybody made like very little money for the movie. But it was their movie. It's a chance to get out there, to keep your face out there. So if the movie do well, it helps you out. And it ended up helping out a lot of people's careers. Like Chris Tucker ended up blowing up because of Friday. And it opened a lot of doors for him to do Money Talks. And then Rush Hour put him over the map, over the mountain to where he was getting $20 million a film. And then he just like, I'm going to take a break. While he was like the hottest guy in demand. We saw a lot of different things out there in Hollywood. We saw a lot of movies. I'm supposed to be producing this movie that never came out. So I'm like, well, we got everything there, but the money's there, so what's the problem? I would see $700K if this deal go through. But in Hollywood, that's how it be. A deal be sitting on the table for like 10 years and somebody be like, hey, let's do it. This deal has been on the table now for 2 years. We got signed contracts and everything. I wish I could show them to you, but I got them. Me and my partner, that we might have to cross out of the whole deal. I got EP credits off that film. If it ever gets made, it's a sequel. And Tom Hanks supposed to be in the beginning of it, or they're going to take scenes from part 1 that Tom Hanks was in this film. We have the license to shoot. We have the location. We got the city of New Orleans, Louisiana. We have the approvals. We have everything. I have all that on a PC. And nothing so far on any movement on getting that done. When we raised so much money for it, and I'm like, look, I get $700K plus I get percentages off the back end. So believe me, there's a lot of stuff going on here. that we could get done, that I can get done, that I have done before, behind the scenes, that's where the money is. I don't want to be in the movie. A lot of these guys want to be on the screen, want to be, I love you, Barbara. But I love you, John. I don't want to do that at all. I want to see my name on the credit, be like, it's rolling up. Guy who getting all the money, Mr. Davis. Hey, that's me. That was me right there. Guy that getting all the money off this movie. See, I want to be in that seat. And see, that's a problem. Because that seat's normally occupied by other people. And they don't want anybody cutting into that, especially a black man. Like, what are you doing concerned about that? Be on the screen. No. I don't want to be on the screen. See, when people like Ice Cube and them came into the game, it was like that. You know what I'm saying? But when they did stuff, it was entirely different. He came in from the very first NWA album. Before his album even dropped, he was talking about movies. He wanted to make a movie. He wanted to write movies. Not just raps. That's how the Boys in the Hood script got in his lap. He wrote Friday based off the script for Boys in the Hood. He just saw the way it was lined up and followed it. See, this is the thing about African Americans and our system of learning. We are completely different. Our learning patterns are different. Some can do both. But as a majority, blacks are, I would say, a very strong percentage. The majority of us are subject-oriented learners. Okay? Because they use this chart to try to compare how smart white kids are over black kids. And saying it's like, oh, well, no, you could teach them at the same school. It's just that white kids are more focused, they're more balanced, and it's because we have this low thing in the brain, and the scientists said that, and that's why blacks can't operate planes, and white people can. We can achieve flight, and they cannot. They used to say this about us. Okay? They are right brain, what is it, right side of the brain? Object-oriented learners. And see, here's the difference. When you're object-oriented learners, you learn better from a book or an instruction. When you're a subject-oriented learner, you learn better from a person watching someone else do it. And then we could do it. White people can watch someone do something, but they need the instructions. They gotta have the instructions. They can't do that. We can watch somebody do it and be like, oh, that's it, I got it. Alright, there it is. And we get it. Where they could read something and know exactly what to do. We'll read it and be like, I don't know what the heck this dude talking about. They can read it and be like, I got it, John. And they get right to it. That's why puzzles and all this stuff with geometry and math, that's why it's like, and they love those numbers. It's like, it's driven in their brain. You could throw puzzle pieces on the floor and they'd just be so distracted by it, they have to stop to fix the puzzle. Object-oriented learners. It's in their DNA code. The majority of them. Some can do both. You see, that's why to do the study to evenly test them, because they were doing the test of how Americans and black kids and the white kids were smarter than the black kids based on the system of education that they teach us here. That's more the European style of teaching. So what they did was say, okay, well, let's take the European style of teaching and compare it to the African way of teaching, the way that we're naturally taught by subject-based. And then they did the test, and then they saw that the Africans were a lot smarter. The test scores were different. And then when it didn't show that they were dominant, it became offensive. And then they wanted to try to bash the lady who came up with the discovery. Now, of course we went off the subject of Meek Mill because this is much better to talk about than this guy here. But we'll circle back around to him. Research, people. Research. If you don't think what I just said was just something I just came up with out of my brain, go look it up. Go find out who was the person that did the test. Find out what you can about it. Find out why they write from right to left. Find out why they ambidextrous. They can use their left hands and right hands. Either or. More over in Africa than here. Why all of a sudden we can't, we used to do that. Why we all of a sudden that's gone? It's the way you were taught. That's why. We used to always use our right and our left. So it's a lot of things that were lost in history that we don't use. But we don't read from right to left like we do over there. Over there they read from right to left. They write from right to left. Now, some people speed read. Me, reading has always been one of my strongest suits. It's like I can read something really fast and grasp its understanding. But now, sometimes because of force of habit of reading newspapers, I read from the back of the newspaper to the front and didn't understand why I did that. I would read the sports section first, then go all the way back to a story. And honestly, you know, I'm reading the story backwards, but still getting the understanding. I'll read all the stuff they're saying at the end, and then I get to the beginning as to find out, okay, I'll get to the, so this happened, wow, alright, so this person's in jail now, they did this, they did the crime, okay, let me go and see what the characters are. I'm reading it all the way from back to front. And get the full story and get the same comprehension, same storyline, everything. And I'm just reading it from the back to the front. It's just weird sometimes. It comes off weird like that. Well, that came from reading newspapers. Like, I could read a book that way and still get the same story that somebody else did. Not saying I'm special, other people probably have done it too. But what I'm saying is Meek Mill is probably someone who is struggling at learning. He's a subject-oriented learner who's trying to learn from an object. And because of this system that they have in the school system, he's trying to implement that in his rap game, and it looks like he's not strong at either. And then you mix stuff like weed into the mix, and he's probably used to getting high and just letting stuff flow off his brain, and he's surrounded by people who think just like he do. So he's not going to advance because he's got people around him that think like him. So if he's like ridiculously terrible and whack, they're not gonna tell him he's whack. They're gonna go, man, that was dope, man. Shoot, that's what I'm talking about. Cause they can't rap. They don't know anything. You know? It's a sad situation, really. I mean, if he's a millionaire, I guess. So what he said, I hope he does the right thing with his money, help get his people out the neighborhood into better situations. That's about the best I could say. But I'll do this for him to say, I'm like, prove me wrong. Come out with something dope. Okay, you got your money doing this. Come out with something dope now. You know, make a song. A real song. Just to do it. You can put it on a filler joint on the album. Just make a real song. Stay on beat. Find the beat. And stay with it. Can you do that one time? Stay on a beat? You know, that's basically it, y'all. I didn't want to take up all y'all time. I'm going to get out of here tonight. Probably go out or something, you know. Just had a terrible date night. Terrible. You know. Shouldn't even get into that, because that'll be another half hour. But when you bend over backwards for people, man, and you don't go the way they want you to go, and she just don't get it. Like, life goes on without you. She don't get that. It's like, I'm not being arrogant. I'm saying I have things to do. I can't sit around here and deal with your emotions, and I gotta sit here and guess and figure out why you this emotion. I don't have time for this game. I know this game. This game was in high school. Baby, what's wrong? Baby, what's wrong? What's going on? How was your day? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just go. Let's just go. I'm just going to say fine. Let's just go, and I'm going to ignore it. I'm not going to give this the attention that you want. All right, here I am talking about it too. All right, I'm out.